Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so before coming on today, I took the duplicates out of the charm bag. So, like, recently I had put words in there, like word charms or beads or whatever you want to say. And today I took the duplicates out. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the reading or not, but it seemed interesting. I had been meaning to do that for a while and just decided tonight apparently was the night to do that. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's good to have you guys. As usual, we're going to start off the reading with confirmation affirmation. I leave it face down till the end of the reading, and it'll tie everything together. I also recently added a new deck of cards, so we will pull that also at the end of the reading, and I have made my own cards, so we will also pull those as well and see what we get. So what message do you have for whoever needs to hear it tonight, Spirit? Confirmation, affirmation. Okay. Anything else? I heard no. All right. We're going to pull from the Cosmic deck to get an overall integrity and celebration on the split there. We're going to pull from this deck to get an overall energy for the reading. So let's see. Overall energy. Ooh, Shadow Self, number 28, which is a 10. Interesting. Intuition at the bottom. Okay. Which is funny because I pulled out the Oracle of Pluto deck, which is a shadow deck. Right off the bat, when I pulled the card, I noticed the green, but I'm also seeing the lightning, and it is actually like rainbow colored. Ten is a completion, though. Okay, Spirit, what do we need to know? Thank you. Spider and Devil. Shadow person at the base. Okay. Interesting. Clearly this is going to be a shadow reading here. Alright, give me 1 second. Okay, well, spiders are highly creative. And they're typically seen as scary, too, which is interesting. Something to be feared. And the devil. There's green on this card too, but I'm also being drawn to this purple flower. I'm not sure what kind of flower this is, if any of you can tell me. If I can get it to focus here. That flower there, it's like not wanting to focus at all. Interesting. Okay. And then shadow person at the bottom of the deck. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Spiders 28. And I saw shadow person was on page 51, so we'll look at that too. And then the devil, which I did not see. $42. Okay. So we'll start off with the spider. Weaving your own destiny, creative freedom, and inner genius. The spider is the ultimate creator, tapping into its inner genius to weave the perfect web required to entangle its prey. Free from any outside influence of how the web should be, the spider relies solely on its own wants, needs, and desires to achieve its goals. Like the snake and the eagle, the spider is another symbol that has permeated cultures and spiritual communities throughout history and around the globe. If either or both of these cards appears along with the spider, take that as an affirmation that you are deep into your own spiritual initiation and indeed along the right path. Regardless, the spider asks us about our own inner genius. We all have one, and it's likely that yours is beginning to come out. Relinquish the traps of perfectionism, comparison, and admiration. Cut off and cut out any outside distractions that do not feed the authenticity of your inner genius. Whatever it is that is waiting to be unleashed from within is perfect just the way it is, because it's yours. Consider that concepts such as good, bad, pretty, and ugly are subjective, and are often reducive labels that have nothing to offer something that is raw, powerful, or important. The ancient Greeks coined the word daimon, which refers to the genius of an individual. It is believed that each of us has a daimon, and it is this helpful or benevolent spirit that helps us to nourish this genius. If you could pinpoint your daimon, what would it be? Write it a letter, introduce yourself, or make an offering. Excuse me. All right, then we have devil, addiction, abuse, aggression, and control. Just like a few others in the deck, the devil is a special card, representing more of a mythical creature or concept. Should the devil card appear in a reading, there is something sinister at play that requires total, ruthless honesty on your end. This card is a call to get real about the patterns, behaviors. Interesting. Okay. So when I was pulling out 1010 on the timer, as I was pulling out the words, the ones that were repetitive, right? I heard that, like, about, like, not repeating a cycle, like taking out, you don't want anything repetitive, like nothing like before. Okay. Right. Get real about the patterns, behaviors, or cycles you are perpetuating that are unhealthy. This, in a way, is the very essence of shadow work. We got the shadow self in here. As a byproduct of life, each of us inevitably, has at least a few ways in which we tend to self-sabotage. This is the moment to name them. Is it addiction, abuse, codependency, something else? How are you engaging in and perpetuating this pattern now? This card isn't to poke at guilt or shame, nor to trigger any traumas. It is, however, a calling out. It's highly probable that you're already aware of these behaviors and know that they don't serve you. Even if there is comfort in familiarity, continuing to sabotage yourself only holds you back from your truest potential. It may feel scary to let go, but it's time to change the narrative. What is the first step? Name it. Write it down. Take it. Power and control aren't always a bad thing. As humans, we often seek these things out after our power and control has been taken from us. In essence, much of the occult path surrounds regaining empowerment and controlling our impulses and unhealthy behaviors to evolve and grow into better, healthier, more capable people. Pluto and Scorpio are both energies in astrology that deal with the matters of addiction, abuse, power, and control. So does Saturn. In evolutionary astrology, we look to all three energies in the chart to unpack long-standing trauma and the karma we're reaping. We, unfortunately, circle back to these same themes time and time again, each time learning something new. When channeled correctly, many of these unhealthy tendencies can transform into an unbreakable will, an incredible power. How can you redirect this energy to better serve you? Right, so doing some shadow work, right? Intuition. Yeah, you're definitely going to be guided. And move forward is under that too in the cosmic deck here. All right, let's take a look at shadow person. The unrecognized self. This entire deck is devoted to the journey of becoming acquainted with the unrecognized self, the part of us that feels ever elusive, slipping in and out of the shadows, difficult to pin down and ever have a real conversation with. However, if the shadow person happens to pop up in your pull, you have the fleeting luck of doing just that. Your unrecognized self has arrived to have an honest conversation with you. Whatever inner work you've been doing has thrust a level of self-awareness upon you, and your shadow is ready for integration. It can be difficult to know the next steps when we reach this point in our journey. Sometimes just knowing those qualities exist can feel like enough, and maybe it is. Take this opportunity to ask this side of yourself what it wants, what it needs, where it would like to live now. How can you rectify the resistance and make peace with its demands? Remember that this is a real part of your essence. Show yourself compassion and understanding instead of shame or guilt. We all have pieces of ourselves that struggle to fit. The further reflection says, read up on Jung's 12 archetypes. Interesting, because I was guided to use the archetype deck next. And also the alchemy deck. So typically I don't use both in the same reading. It's one or the other. This time I was guided to use both. But the archetypes first and then the alchemy deck. Okay. They exist both in light and shadow, but all 12 live within us. Which one resonates with you most profoundly right now? Have a conversation with that side of yourself. Interesting. Okay. And now I'm just curious because we also had the shadow self card was 10 and then I saw 1010 on the timer. So Unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others because the world outside you is only a reflection of the world inside you. Yes. Okay. I don't want to get caught up too much on that because I feel like we have a good thing going here. All right. So, integrating your shadow. What are you struggling with the Devil card there? It's interesting. What do we need to know, Spirit? What else do we need? What do I need to know about this? Ooh, that's too many, Spirit. Too many, please. Can we just get... let's see. We were talking about the 12 archetypes. Can we get information on which archetype, whoever this reading is for, which archetype they need to work with? Thank you. The Sword. Interesting, because I was also being drawn to the lightning on this card. And there's also lightning here too. Right, cutting out with the Devil card, cutting out what no longer serves. Getting rid of what you don't need anymore. Whatever it is that's hindering you. Anima Mundi at the bottom. Okay, anything else? Anything else they should know? Thank you. The Ocean. Ooh, and the Destroyer at the bottom. The Pilgrim under that. Interesting. I want to get at least one alchemy card out first before we dive into this. Mystical Sister was at the bottom. And Mortification on the split. Can we get one alchemy card, Spirit? The strongest energy that we need to know about, please. What is the strongest energy that we need to know about? Something that could help them. What do they need to do? What do they need to do to integrate their shadow self? Thank you. Sugar. 20:02 on the clock there. resin at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Interesting. All right. Excuse me. I need to get a drink, guys. Sorry. All right. Let's take a look at the sword. I was going to try to flip through, but I'll just do it this way. $189 and $133. Okay. All right, the sword. The knife, the blade, the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made, and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Okay, so that goes back to the shadow person card. It's being honest with yourself, right? Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Excuse me. If we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an wow, I can't say that. Infamous shaper of destiny. Good gravy. All right. Cutting through to what is essential. Contemplate the Buddhist philosophy of the first and second arrow. Swing the sword once with precision and commitment. More than that will be painful for everyone involved. Interesting. Boundary making, prioritizing, and clarifying are all gestures made possible by the sword. The sword is a metaphor for the pen and the brush, the artist's fierce and graceful tools. Right, with the creator, the spider. You are creating your life with every action you take, every decision you make or don't make. All right, the ocean. The unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. Right. Okay, so that's what I was going to say too, is the ocean is the subconscious. It's, you have to, so whatever this is that you need to cut out, it's something in your subconscious. And it very well could be some kind of form of self-sabotage or, I don't know, addiction that you have, or self-doubt, or, you'll know better than I do. It's going to be unique to everyone. Okay. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. Yet amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth, a new being. Life is change. Let the wave crash. Deeper than deep, big dreams and discovery. Excuse me. The ocean displays every emotion without shame. To witness its glassy moonlit surface and its unforgiving storms is to know the full spectrum of the human experience. Study waves, touch their surface, get in the water. No matter where you live, each drop is part of the whole. The ocean is in every tear. Interesting. With the destroyer being here, I just find it interesting that, like, I think this is self-sabotage with the destroyer being here. I think it's some form of self-sabotage. That's really what I think. All right, let's look at sugar. I'm curious now to see what it is that could help you. Hmm. 149. And please use your intuition. This message will not be for everyone. Basic concepts are the same. So if you are watching this and you feel like, you know, there's personal stuff in here that you're not, or there's things in here that you're not clicking with, it's probably not for you. But shadow work is good for everyone. So this could help you as well. Okay. Sugar, sacred sweetness, pleasure, and attraction. Oh, how sugar dances on the tongue. No matter how intellectual and scholarly our pursuits, sugar reminds us of our longing for simple pleasures. Until the 12th century, our need for sweetness, it is, after all, one of the 5 essential tastes in Ayurveda, was fulfilled by raw honey offered by the bees. This material had many medicinal properties and was known in alchemy as a sacred elixir. Now most of our sources of sweetness, both literally and metaphorically, are highly processed, defined for us by a culture of consumption. This card is a call to explore the simple sweetness in life. Can you add tenderness to your alchemical experiment? How about joy or even laughter? It is likely the pleasure you crave will not be found from manufactured means, but from the childlike wonder residing in the heart. Remember the alchemical wisdom of like attracts like. Yeah, okay, so I feel like that was kind of going back to showing yourself, like, some compassion, too. And like, it's not about like shaming yourself or, you know, whatever for the shadow. It's just about understanding it. And I think it's funny that it mentioned the heart too, because I was really being drawn to the green on the shadow card. Like, that was really sticking out to me. One of sugar's physical attributes is stickiness. See how this concept affects the cards within the reading and the personalities involved. Attachment rarely serves. Interesting. Pleasure is healing in and of itself. What is the simplest, most feasible means of joy you can participate in today? It does not have to be big and boisterous. Joy is everywhere. You know, I had the thought too, just a moment ago, that this could totally be something related to like your health, even. I mean, I'm not a doctor and I don't do health readings, but that could also be the overindulgence here with the devil. The addiction. Nothing changes until it changes. You have to be the one to make the change. Okay, interesting. I want to try to pull one of my cards now and see, like, the ones I made and see what happens here. $33.11 I saw on the clock. Okay, that's clearly ready. What can you tell us? Rebirth. So yeah, okay. The new being. Right. It was talking about that, how we come out as a new being. Anything else? I'm going to go one more time. Okay, nothing. We got nothing else. Sacred at the bottom of the deck, though. Right, your rebirth is sacred. This is sacred for you. Ooh, bridge under that. Authentic Scorpio. Interesting that the Pluto... Oracle of Pluto talked about Scorpio. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's get one of these or a couple of these. Can we get some advice? Or actually... Let's see, we're at 35. Okay. I know this is probably going to be different for all of you. Let's see if we can get something, though. Can you tell us what this devil energy is? What is it that whoever's here watching this needs to cut out? There's the bridge on the split. Interesting. Right, you're bridging your light self and your shadow self integration, the bridge. Okay, Spirit, can you tell us what do they need to cut out? What is this devil energy here? I just need one, please. Okay, clearly those we're getting to here. The tear and gnosis. And the advice? What's the advice? Thank you. The poet. And the judge. Wow. Okay. Whoa. All right. $169. $169 and $217. All right. Okay, so the tear. There's the green again. The emerald there. The morning, the release, the rain. What are you holding on to? With this devil energy here. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. This is going back to the ocean. The ocean in a tear. Right, okay. Often the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos, and it mentioned that too, the ego. We have to soften the ego. That they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. The tear is powerful, and it is possible to be subsumed in its waters. Find a supportive place to open the floodgates. If both the tear and the river appear in a reading, this indicates the excess of the water element in your life. As in the Ayurvedic tradition, balance it with fire and earth. I mean, you do have the tear and the ocean. I don't get that you're out of balance, though. Like, I'm not feeling that. I think you need a good cry, that's for sure. Okay. And then gnosis. Innermost knowing, there's that intuition. Mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. Interesting. Well, yeah, you're revealing to yourself the truths of your shadow. Maybe even seeing the ways that your shadow has, or the unhealed aspects of your shadow have held you back or caused you to end up in some kind of devil energy here. Addiction, codependence, overindulgence, things like that. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Okay, so the advice, you have the Judge and the Poet. $89 and $75. $44.29 on the clock. The poet, the artist, the witness, and the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. There's the spider energy again. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come. soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. Beautiful. The judge, the critic, the diplomat, the advocate. Ooh, are you self-critical? That could also be. The judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and other. There we go. Ironically, the judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. This is the judge of out of balance, building walls, separating from the other. When this same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your judge in order. The world needs it. Advocacy, right action, compassion, and discernment. Wow, you guys. I just got goosebumps everywhere. Holy cow. Okay, so that's your advice. All right. All right, let's pull. We're at 47 minutes. Okay. I want to pull us an abundance card because I feel like it's definitely necessary. And then we'll look at our confirmation affirmation. And I'll pull a few charms too, and then we'll close it. Running out of time here. All right, Spirit, can we get an abundance oracle, please, for this reading? Thank you. Opportunities for wealth are more bountiful in my life than the stars in the galaxy. Beautiful. Let's see what's at the bottom. I am part of this infinitely abundant universe. Yes, you are. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter needed me. Okay. We're going to look at our confirmation affirmation now. Are you ready? My thoughts manifest my reality. I hold the power to choose them. Beautiful. This is a beautiful reading. Okay. Let's get, well. And I will look at the bottom of the deck on that one too, on the confirmation affirmations. Let's get some charms. We have quite a bit. So we have the Magician. That is exactly that manifest reality. Let's look at this right now. It is always the right time to start. Yes. Yes. I love that. Okay. We have a little mouse with some mushrooms. We have the word she, have, L-Y-Y, kiss. We have the moon, an eye, the letter Q, a life ring, the sun, the word play, a heart with a key, running out of time, a wolf, Leo, a bear, a feather, a bird, a bell, Aries, Cancer, the number 9, a tent, a heart with an eye, a bridge, a circus tent, a carousel, a mirror, the letter B, once upon a time, a storybook here, a bridge, Pisces, a music note, a bat wing, more birds, a compass, and a rose. And that is all. If you found this helpful or insightful, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, I love you all, and I'll see you next time.